Ron, a reserved but charismatic man, leads a peaceful life with his family in a small seaside town. Lyly, a sophisticated woman with a mysterious past, owns a boutique that has become the talk of the town. When fate brings them together, they are drawn into a forbidden relationship. The story unfolds as they wrestle with passion and responsibility, risks and consequences, in a tale that questions whether love can ever truly exist outside of the rules. The seaside farmers market was where Ron often spent his weekends, buying fresh produce for his family. The sky was clear, sunlight filtered through the trees, and the air was filled with the scents of fresh flowers and baked bread. Ron, tall with a rugged face and slightly messy light brown hair, wore a plaid shirt and jeans. He was carefully selecting tomatoes when he heard a soft voice behind him.
Those tomatoes look delicious.
He turned around and met Lyly's gaze, a woman with an air of elegance and a mature beauty. Her long, wavy black hair framed her striking features, and her pastel floral dress accentuated her graceful demeanor.
They are very fresh,
Ron replied, a bit taken aback. Lyly smiled, bending down to pick a bouquet of sunflowers nearby.
I'm Lyly. I moved here a few months ago. And you?
Ron. I've lived here all my life,
He said, unable to look away from her confident but gentle aura. Their conversation was brief, but it left an indelible impression on both. Ron couldn't shake the image of Lyly from his mind. That afternoon, by coincidence, he spotted her sitting alone at a small seaside cafe. The cafe had a classic charm, with wooden tables and large windows overlooking the breezy shore. Lyly sat by the window, a steaming cup of cappuccino on the table, her gaze distant as she looked out at the ocean. When she saw Ron, she smiled and motioned for him to join her.
Fancy meeting you here.
Ron said, his deep voice warm.
Perhaps it's fate.
Lyly replied, her eyes sparkling yet tinged with an unreadable emotion. They talked about life, Ron's work, and why Lyly had chosen to move to this small town. Lyly spoke of her passion for fashion, but artfully avoided questions about her personal life. The conversation flowed effortlessly as they discovered a shared outlook on life. Outside the window, the gentle sound of waves complemented the growing connection between them. At first, their messages were simple.
How was your day, or do you often watch the sunset?
But as the days passed, the texts grew more personal and meaningful. One night, Ron lay in bed, the light from his phone casting a faint glow on his face. A message from Lyly appeared.
The sunset was beautiful today, but it would have been better to share it with someone.
Ron stared at the message for a long moment before replying.
Maybe I should join you next time.
On the other side, Lyly sat on her modern sofa, a glass of red wine in her hand. When she read Ron's message, she smiled faintly, but her heart was heavy with uncertainty.
You came early.
Lyly teased, sitting down beside him.
I didn't want to miss a moment.
Ron replied, unable to look away. As they shared wine and laughter, the silence between them spoke louder than words.
Lyly, I don't know what I'm doing.
Ron admitted, his voice low like a confession. Lyly looked at him, her eyes glistening with emotion.
Neither do I, Ron. But some things don't need an explanation. I just don't want to regret this.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, Ron gently held her hand. No more words were needed. They both knew they were stepping into something dangerous, yet undeniably real. Their last meeting took place on a rainy night, on a quiet road outside of town. Both knew they couldn't continue, but neither could let go easily. Ron leaned against his truck, his jacket soaked. Lyly stepped out of her silver car, holding an umbrella she didn't bother using, letting the rain drench her hair and face.
We can't keep doing this, Lyly.
Ron said, his voice hoarse.
I have a family, responsibilities. I can't tear it all apart for this.
Lyly looked at him, her eyes shimmering with tears.
I understand, Ron. But that doesn't make what we have any less real. You made me feel alive for the first time in years.
Ron stepped closer, his trembling hands resting on her shoulders. I never wanted to hurt you.
You didn't. You gave me a dream, Ron. And I'll always cherish that.
Lyly whispered. They stood in silence as rain poured around them. Then Ron gently pulled her into an embrace, a final farewell. As Lyly walked back to her car and drove away, Ron stood there, soaked and motionless. He knew he had made the right choice, but his heart ached.